cartel drama, musical numbers, and a woman's incredible transformation, all in one movie. Sign me up. Get ready to dive into the world of Emilia Pérez, a French-Spanish production that's making some serious waves.
Yeah, and I think what's really fascinating about this one is how director Jacques Audiard brings together these elements that you wouldn't think would work together. You know, crime thriller, musical.
Right, not exactly your typical combo.
Not at all. But he manages to create a story with a depth. I've even seen some reviewers call it like operatic depth.
What's operatic? Okay, that definitely piques my curiosity.
It's an interesting way to put it. You'll have to see it to really get a sense of it.
But before we get too deep into the musical side of things, let's back up a bit. For those who haven't heard of it, can you give us the rundown on who Emilia Pérez is?
So at the heart of it all, we have Juan Manitas del Monte, a powerful figure in the cartel world. But he has this secret desire to transition into a woman. And it's this desire that ultimately drives him to completely transform himself. And that's how Emilia Pérez is born.
Wow. Talk about high stakes. Not only is he dealing with the dangerous world of cartels, but he's also going through this incredibly personal journey.
Absolutely. It's a layered story for sure.
So tell me more about the other characters in this world. Who else is caught up in Emilia's orbit?
Well, there's Rita Mora Castro, played by Zoe Saldaña. She's a lawyer who actually helps Emilia with the transition. And her involvement brings up some really interesting moral questions, right? Given her profession and Juan's, past.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation for sure.
Right. And then there's Jessie Del Monte, Juan's wife, played by Selena Gomez.
Okay, so we've got a web of relationships, secrets. Definitely sounds like there's some serious drama brewing. And then you layer in the music. You mentioned it's a bit divisive.
Oh, yeah. The music is a whole conversation in itself.
So what's the deal? Are people loving it or hating it?
It's a mix, honestly. Some critics are praising it for its boldness, the way it uses tango and Latin rhythms to create this heightened emotional atmosphere.
I can kind of see how that would fit with the whole opera vibe.
Exactly. But then others, they feel like the songwriting itself isn't quite as strong. They argue that it doesn't really reach its full potential.
Huh. So pushing boundaries, but not everyone's convinced. Do you think that's part of what's feeding the controversy surrounding the film, especially the backlash it's received in Mexico?
It's definitely part of it. There's this concern that the film relies too heavily on stereotypes about cartel life and presents a kind of sensationalized perspective. And then there's also been debate about the Spanish dialogue, with some critics saying it lacks authenticity, that it doesn't reflect the nuances of, different Mexican dialects.
That's interesting how a film can be interpreted so differently depending on the audience. And it's worth mentioning for anyone listening that Emilia Pérez did receive quite a bit of acclaim in Europe, even winning a jury prize and Best Actress award at the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh, absolutely. Cannes is a huge deal, one of the most prestigious film festivals in the world. Winning an award there can really put a movie and the actors in the spotlight.
And speaking of actors, we can't overlook the historic significance of Karla Sofía Gascón's Academy Award nomination for her role as Emilia. This is a groundbreaking moment, the first time an openly trans woman has been nominated in the Best Actress category.
It's a landmark achievement, no doubt. And her performance has been praised for its raw vulnerability and the way she really brings Emilia's complex journey to life.
Emilia Pérez is shaping up to be more than just a movie. It's sparking important conversations about identity, representation, and how different cultures perceive stories. What do you think makes a film truly successful? Is it critical acclaim, pushing boundaries, or starting those kinds of cultural dialogues?
That's a really good question, and I don't think there's a simple answer. What resonates with one viewer might not land the same way for another. But I think ultimately a film's success might lie in its ability to move us, challenge our perspectives, and leave us thinking about it long after the credits roll.
Well said. And Emilia Pérez seems to be doing just that. If you're interested in checking out a film that's generating buzz, sparking debate, and breaking new ground, this is definitely one deep dive you won't want to miss.